Hello friends, now we are going to study shunt capacitor compensation. Basically, we do shunt capacitor compensation for two purposes. The first one is to increase the voltage profile and second one to improve the power factor. So first one we are going to see, that is voltage profile control. In voltage profile control, now I am going to discuss without compensation. So without compensation, if Q1 will be equal to Q2, then VR will be equal to Vs. If Q2 will be less than Q1, then the VR will be less than Vs. If Q2 is greater than Q1, then VR will be greater than Vs. So three things we have studied. Now let us assume we have one situation where we have Q1 greater than Q2. Then what will happen if Q1 greater than Q2? Then VR will be less than Vs. Now what we want? We want to maintain the receiving in profile voltage as equal to sending in profile voltage. So we want VR is equal to Vs. So we will see if Q1 greater than Q2 means there is a deficiency of reactive power, then we will apply what? Capacitor, because capacitor supply positive reactive power. So I am going to connect one capacitor here which will supply QC. So QC will be equal to what? QC will be equal to Q1 minus Q2, means equal to QR. So what we are going to do is, if whenever we will find the receiving in voltage is less than Vs, it means the deficiency of reactive power. So we will connect one shunt capacitor. So that shunt capacitor will be equal to QC is equal to Q1 minus Q2. Let us assume with example. Let us assume we have 60 VAR load, reactive power load, and supplied is 40 VAR. So at this bus we will see that there is a deficiency of 20 VAR. So if you are connecting the capacitor, it means how much reactive power it should supply. So QC is equal to 20, means the difference of both. So QC is equal to Q1 minus Q2 here. And also we can say that QC is equal to QR. QR is demand minus supply. Whatever the value of demand minus supply, that will be equal to compensation of capacitor. So this is how we apply capacitor to improve the voltage profile. Now we are going to study the power factor improvement. Power factor improvement will be totally different from this, but the circuit will be this, the power system network will be this, and we have discussed earlier at, if we are watching the voltage profile control, it means we need to see Q1 as well as Q2. But when we will study the power factor improvement, we do not have to look for Q2. We only have to look for load as well as compensation. So now we are going to see. So now we are going to see power factor improvement. How shunt capacitor improve the power factor. Let us assume we have one power system without compensation. So if you are considering without compensation, we studied that if you want to calculate the power factor, then sit on this bus and see other side. So P1 plus J Q1. So S is equal to P1 plus J Q1, means this will be P1 simply plus J Q1, means Q1 will be written like this, and this will be phi 1, power factor angle phi 1. So now what we are going to do, we are going to apply the shunt capacitor compensation. We will see shunt capacitor compensation concept by two method. The final result will be same, but the approach, the sign convention will be little bit different. So whenever we are applying capacitor, if we are talking about the negative, so it will capacitor consume negative Q and supply plus Q. We all know that. So either you take this convention or you take this convention, the end result will be same. So first I am going to take the first plus Q, then I will take the minus Q plus Q. So without compensation, QR was Q1 minus Q2. So with compensation we can write QR dash is equal to total demand minus total supply. So now you can see from here that the total demand is Q1 and the total supply is capacitor is also supplying to this bus, as well as Q2 is also coming to this bus. So QR dash will be equal to demand means Q1 total demand minus total supply means Q2 plus QC. So QR dash is equal to Q1 minus QC minus Q2. Without compensation, without affecting the reactive power supplied from the source, our total load was Q1. Now, without affecting the reactive power supplied from the source, our total reactive power load has been converted to Q1 dash. And Q1 dash value, we know that Q1 minus QC. So now we are going to see this in the power triangle diagram. Let us assume we have this P1 and we have this Q1, and without compensation our angle was phi 1. So now the value of total load has been changed to from Q1 to Q1 dash, means Q1 to Q1 minus QC. So now if we will write the Q1 minus QC, so Q1 is positive, so it is upward. When we will represent the QC, then QC will be downward. So the QC will be downward like this. This is QC. So Q1 minus QC will become equal to Q1 dash. And we can also write here Q1 dash is equal to Q1 minus QC from the diagram. In the power diagram, we do not see the sign of QC, because if plus Q1 is upward, then QC is downward. It is understandable. So Q1 dash will be equal to Q1 minus QC. So total load become S1 is equal to P1 plus J into Q1 minus QC, and the power factor angle is also decreased to Q phi 1 dash. So the power factor angle has been reduced. What does it mean? If power factor angle has been reduced, so power factor value will what? Power factor will increase, because power factor angle has decreased, then power factor value will be increasing. So now this is the first method. We took the case when we have taken the terms in plus Q. Now we are going to see when I am going to see with negative Q, means you will sit on here and you will see the combination of load as well as the compensation. So initially S1 was P1 plus JQ1, and now what is happening is, if we will add this total load, so this load of S of shunt we can write minus of J into XC SSH is equal to minus of J into QC basically. So this is the load and this is the shunt. So if we will add the the two load, directly we can add and directly we can write S total is equal to S dash is equal to P1 plus J into Q1 minus QC basically. So you can also see initially without compensation our load was this S is equal to P1 plus J Q1, and now with compensation it will become P1 plus J into Q1 minus QC. So I have represented in the diagram. Let us understand with the example. Let us assume we have Q1 value is equal to 60 and Q2 value is equal to 40. And sorry, we do not need the value of Q2 is equal to 40. Now only need is Q1 is equal to 60. So the P1 is equal to 80. We assume P1 is equal to 80 and Q1 is equal to 60. And if we attach one compensation means minus J20. If we write in terms of this, then it will become minus of J20. So we will add this. So this will become plus 80 plus J into 60 minus 20. So 80 plus J40 it will become. So total S dash we can write that 80 plus J into 60 minus 20. 60 is previous load and 20 has been shunt capacitor compensation. The load become S dash is equal to 80 plus J into 40. You can see from here that initially the total demand was 60 and now total demand has been reduced to 60. I'm talking about the reactive power. Active power value is same. So whenever the value of reactive power will decrease and P is constant, the power factor value will always increase. So now we have seen two things in this shunt capacitor compensation. The first one is we have done the shunt capacitor compensation to increase the voltage profile. And second one is we do shunt capacitor compensation to improve the power factor. So here it is all about shunt capacitor compensation. Thank you.